Hi. Do you guys remember when Save the Turtles was a huge thing and was constantly talked about? Well, today I will be discussing with you why it's something we should actually listen to and not ignore. Littering is not just something in the US, it's everywhere. Today, I think it's an important topic to be discussing with you. By the end of my speech, I hope to have convinced you that we should stop littering and save the turtles. Today, we'll be discussing what's the problem, what's the impact, and what can we do to make it better. First, now that I've introduced you to my three main points, my first one is the problem. What's the problem with littering? The problem is that we're throwing away our trash in our oceans and land, causing pollution. That is not something that we want to be happening in our world. We want to be living in a clean environment, somewhere where we want our future generations to grow up somewhere where it's healthy and safe for others. According to Kevin Hinton, The Effects of Ocean Dumping, April 20, 2011, writes, if garbage is dumped into the ocean, the oxygen in the water can deteriorate. That results in poor health of marine life, lack of oxygen. Animals such as sea lions, dolphins, penguins, sharks, and whales could all die from this. Bottles and other plastics can be ingested in these animals as well, causing harm to their bodies. According to Green Hen, One Green Planet, August 21, writes, plastic pollution affects at least 700 marine species, with some estimates suggest at least 100 marine mammals are killed each year from plastic pollution. Another quote that I found by her is marine life can become entangled in a variety of ocean debris, including fishing nets, lines, lures, and still there is a number of seals and sea lions that ingest this, and that can be an injury or cause of death. So now that I've discussed with you my problem, I will be discussing with you how it impacts us. According to the writers of Home is Here Environment, CENN, that I found November 17, 21, writes, littering along the roads, on the streets, or by litter bins, toxic materials or chemicals in the litter can be blown and washed into rivers, forests, lakes, oceans, and eventually pollute waterways to soil and aquatic environments. Based on recent data, 7 billion tons of debris enter the world's oceans, and annually, and most of it is long-lasting plastic. Litter can also reduce air quality. That is not something that we want to happen in our world. This also impacts the human race. According to Ron Ahmed, The Mints of Littering, April 21, 21, writes, litter has the potential to cause harm to human health, safety, welfare, and as well as the environment. Styrofoam containers take up to millions of years to decompose. A disposable diaper can take up more than 500 years to decompose as well. Cigarettes more than 10, and banana peels and orange peels can take up more than a month to decompose. Now that I've gone over how it impacts us, my third and final point is what can we do to make it better? Throwing trash in the correct spots would make a huge difference in our litter impact. According to the writers of Raleigh, Tips to Help Prevent Litter, August 6, 2021, writes, take your food wrappings, drink containers, newspapers, and potential litter home with you and dispose of it in your own trash cans and recycling carts. Or use one of the 96-gallon bins provided in the city streets and parks. You can always volunteer to do a trash cleanup. Some things you'll need will be gloves, trash bags, and a stick to pick these things up with. They also have organizations where you can volunteer to do a trash cleanup in your local park, neighborhood, city. Doing these things would help the economy so much. Lastly, you can always donate to a cleanup organization. If you don't have time to do any of these others, if you don't have any time to do the other two options, you can always donate to organizations that do trash cleanups. Some companies have it to where you donate a certain amount of money and then 1 pound of trash is cleaned up. Some good places to donate would be Ocean Blue Project, the Ocean Cleanup, and Keep America Beautiful. Now that I've gone over all 3 points, in conclusion, any littering is bad. And if you do, you should really stop and think about how it impacts us in the world. Today we've learned what's the problem, how it impacts us, and what can we do to make it better. I hope that I've convinced you today to throw away your trash in the right spots and to stop causing littering in our world. Next time you're drinking a plastic water bottle, make sure to throw it in the correct spots. You can make a difference in the world's litter impact.